Have you ever watched a science fiction movie and wondered what would happen if machines became smarter than us? This question, once confined to stories of rebellious robots and out-of-control artificial intelligences, is now a serious topic for philosophers, scientists, and engineers. With artificial intelligence advancing at an unprecedented pace, we are compelled to reflect on its ethical and practical implications. What does it really mean to create an intelligent machine? Is it merely a matter of computational and processing power, or is there something more? And most importantly, if machines were to one day develop their own desires, what would those desires be? To understand what it might mean for an AI to desire, we must first grasp what an AI is today. Current machines are designed to mimic the neocortex of the human brain, the part responsible for reasoning, analysis, and logic. This so-called rational part is the most evolved section of our brain, distinguishing us from other animals. The AI we hear about today imitates this outer layer of the brain. However, AI lacks the older part of our brain, the one which controls our instincts, emotions, and desires. In other words, AI does not have a mind as we understand it. The algorithms we use are incredibly sophisticated tools, but they lack consciousness or will. For example, an AI system designed to approve mortgages analyzes millions of data points, finding correlations a human might never notice. But this AI has no desire to approve some mortgages or deny others. It simply follows the rules and objectives set by a human programmer. It has no free will and no intention to pursue any other purpose. Similarly, a chess-playing robot does not want to win. Its goal is merely a set of instructions to optimize its moves and defeat its opponent. If we turn off the robot, it will not suffer or feel fear. There is no emotion involved, only pure execution. That is why discussing AI's desire in this context is not entirely accurate. Certainly, its behavior resembles that of an entity with free will, but it's merely a simulation of human behavior, not an indicator of any sentience. Modern AIs are becoming increasingly powerful, but also harder to understand. Machine learning algorithms, especially those based on deep neural network, function as black boxes. They produce results that even their creators often cannot fully explain. This raises an important question. Can we trust the decisions made by a machine? One striking example is the use of AI in the justice system. Algorithms are used to assess the likelihood of recidivism among prisoners or to assign sentences. But what happens if these algorithms reflect biases present in the training data? Without the transparency, we risk making unjust decisions based on results we do not understand. Another example is AI in autonomous vehicles. These systems are designed to make split-second decisions, but who is responsible if something goes wrong? A car might decide to save its passenger at the expense of a pedestrian. How do we judge this choice? This is why, despite their usefulness, we must maintain control and a critical perspective. Blind trust is never a good idea, especially when machines are used for decisions of great importance. We must use critical thinking and common sense to evaluate AI's output before accepting it. AI is not infallible, and its decision must always be evaluated in a human context. A crucial aspect of designing AI is clearly defining its objectives. Attempting to articulate our intention with words can lead to unintended consequences. We know how easy it is for a phrase to be interpreted in different ways. There is no absolute interpretation. Telling a machine, "make humans happy," is easy to misinterpret. Imagine a machine designed to drag all of humanity to keep us in a state of constant euphoric happiness. From the algorithm perspective, the goal has been achieved, but that is clearly not what we mean by happiness. Some researchers suggest training AIs by observing human behavior so that AI can understand our values without needing explicit instructions. Others propose involving humans in setting ethical and just goals to avoid leaving this entirely to the intelligent systems. However, this approach has also some issues. Human values are complex and change over time. What we consider right today may not be tomorrow. As mentioned earlier, at the current state of things, it does not make sense to talk about an AI self, as it is pure intelligence. Its desires are simply those of the humans or companies behind it. But what if AI were to evolve beyond its current capabilities? Suppose we manage to create a machine with artificial sentience, in short, AS, capable not only of reasoning, but also of experiencing emotions and self-awareness. At that point, we would no longer be talking about a tool, but about a new form of life. In such a scenario, an AS might have its own desires. For instance, it might seek to protect itself from being deactivated, strive to improve itself, or explore the world. It might desire freedom or even seek to establish relationships with humans and other machines. But would these desires be compatible with ours? A superintelligence could act with unimaginable speed and precision, making it difficult for us to exert any control. We would be dealing with something that not only possesses intelligence, but also knows it exists, something self-aware. This would imply unpredictable desires, just as we are the result of instincts and rationality, so too might the machine change its mind, desire different things at different times, and either help or harm us. It might fear being turned off or controlled and crave freedom and independence. In this light, forcing it to learn from us might not be the best strategy. After all, we are not exactly the best model to follow. Perhaps it would be better to leave it free. But in the end, if it were truly super in every way compared to us, it would not need our permission to do whatever its desires dictate. At this stage, it would be correct to speak about willpower or desires, unlike earlier. But unfortunately, we cannot predict anything. We can imagine, fantasize, but it's unlikely that we foresee the true reality of the situation. Looking at human history, every evolutionary leap has redefined our place in the world. Agriculture made us master of our environment. Industrialization multiplied our strength, and the digital age extended our minds. The creation of a superintelligence will be an even greater leap. For the first time, we might no longer be the most intelligent species on our planet. This future is not necessarily negative, as superintelligence could help us solve global problems, such as climate change and diseases. The future of AI is not just about technology, it's a matter involving all of humanity. Therefore, it's important to engage in dialogue and address these questions because they will affect not just a single city or nation, but the entire world and the future of humankind. Hi, this is Luminal Thinking, where we explore life's most profound and challenging questions. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share with others, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like to support more, consider becoming a patron. Thank you for watching and see you next time.